What up? You know what it is? Big Talk with your man, Big Regg. I got a hip-hop legend in here. When I say legend, icon. Man, you know him from songs like The Wick. Mm-hmm. Man, listen. N-I-C-E. We got my man Greg Nice in the building.
We got my brother Big Regg in the building, man.
Yes. First of all, welcome, man. We talk on the phone all the time.
Yes, sir.
Is this our first time sitting down talking?
Yeah, this wasn't happening last time I came here.
Yo, so this is our first time talking, and we talk a lot on the phone. When we get on the phone, it's not just a conversation. I got a record. I got this. Okay, hang up now. We sit there and talk, man, like we kick it.
Yes, sir.
Big bro is, so you don't know. One day we was talking, and I was wanting in the best of places at the time. After talking to you, it was like, okay, it made it a better day for me. Oh, like man. We had those kind of conversations.
Oh man!
And you don't know.
I love you, man. I love you, man.
You didn't know it, but we was talking, having that conversation.
Man, come on, man.
And I mean, and that's why I try to keep relations.
Yes.
With people, I try to stay cool with people because one, you never know who's doing what or what's gonna be what.
Yes, sir.
But with you, it was just an instant connection of us being cool.
Yeah, you taking me all the soul food spots.
Yeah.
Take me to the hood in Hartford.
Yeah, we did that a few times.
Yeah, man.
All right, so now you had major success with the whole Nice and Smooth run. Like, man, I remember when you first came out and the song, it was on tape. I remember playing the tape.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, these dudes is nice. I remember you coming out. I don't know if you came out under Big Daddy Kane or it was just that song you was on with him.
No, we were out before Kane. Kane came out on Cold Chillin', which was distributed through Warner Brothers. So that went on a whole different level,
Okay.
Technicality-wise, So we had put our first single out on 1986. We pressed it ourselves, Skill Trade Dope on the Road. And at the same time, before we even put that record out, myself and my partner Smooth was running with Bobby Brown. Smooth wrote all the raps on Bobby Brown's albums, from The King of Stage when he first left New Edition to the Don't Be Cruel album.
You said Smooth wrote on that?
Yeah, Smooth wrote all of the rhymes of Bobby Brown's. Because she have a store. The girl next door, her very essence, her presence, I do adore. Yeah, all of that. So, and as well, Smooth went on tour with him, Ready for the World, and Smooth was background singing. And at that time, I was running with my buddy Tila Rock, T-L-A-R-O-C-K, which was the first person ever on Def Jam. Def Jam didn't have an office. There wasn't no Russell Simmons. He didn't even exist with that scene yet. It was just Special K, Tila Rock, which Special K is Tila Rock's brother from the Treacherous Three, and Jazzy J, and Rick Rubin. Rick Rubin was a student at that time doing at NYU. So, they didn't really have they had a label Imprint, that's it. And they pressed the record, which was the first Roland 808, Decade 808 bass record. So all the other records before that was like Titan kind of 808s, like a Planet Rock, a boom, 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 boom.
Which is now looked at like freestyle music.
Well, freestyle, came from that. And at the same time, so Rick Rubin and them guys, they used the decay button because there's a button on the Roland 808 called a decay button. So you probably can Google this today now and then see what the machine looked like. And you turn that pitch down all the way the opposite way, so it made the bass go boom, from going boom, 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 boom. And that's the sound that all you kids listen to today, that boom, 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 that came from that machine. And Tila Rock's record was the first hip-hop record to have that decay bass.
It's yours?
Doom, 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 ga, doom, ga. Doom, doom, ba, boom, doom, 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 ba. And that's when they used the sample on Nas's record. Whose world is this? It's yours, yours. The Wu-Tang Clan, it's yours. All that's from Tila Rock. And that's who I was running with, 1984 to 85, and so on and so on. I met him in a house party. So I was traveling, going to Europe, going all over the country with Tila Rock. And this was before Big Daddy Kane ever had a deal. So just to improvise on that, because a lot of people may think that because they heard Pimpin' Ain't Easy.
Yeah.
And, I'm the guy that said, anything goes when it comes to, because pimping ain't easy.
Yeah, and you know what? And I'm not going to lie, that's when I was first
introduced
to Nice and Smooth. Mm-hmm. And from there, y'all dropped your next joint. You dropped the whole album. And it was a buzz. Y'all got a crazy buzz from the Pimpin' Ain't Easy. Mm-hmm. You say you was out already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What year was that?
In New York. We was in New York already. Everything was local. It was independent. Like I said, we pressed our own record. Yeah. We were pulling it around on a dolly that Smooth's moms had in the crib. Like one of them dollies that a flight attendant to have their luggage on. We had 2 boxes of records, and that's when it would be 50 records in a box. And we were walking around in the summer, going to record stores, going on the subway down to Times Square, the Music Factory. Rest in peace to Stan for Music Factory. Downstairs Records, Brad's Records. Then in the Bronx, we were going to these places, and they'll take maybe 3 records or 4 out of the box. We're like, man, because we learned from the other store, they don't like to take the records and the box is already open. So we said, you're going to open up the box just to take 4 records? Man, this ain't it. So at this time, they would take a piece of cardboard, get a magic marker, and write the name of your songs on the cardboard and put that on the rack and put your vinyls in the rack. So we would hang around in some of the stores to watch to see if somebody would come by. And people come in and be like, you got that one to go da-da-da-da-da-da. They try to hum it. And the guy would take the record and put it on the turntable and say, this? Yeah. And people start buying it. And then eventually we have messages on the voicemail. That's when you used to have an answering service in your house on the phone, the box. And it was like, hey, you guys got any more of those records? It was like, oh, shit, they sold them? So now, we had maybe about 500 of them, and we couldn't keep up with it. So at the same time, we were still going out on the road with people that was already successful. So we had got a situation going on over at Sleeping Bags, and we never signed it. We didn't sign it. We made an agreement with them with a letter of intent, and we got $500 a piece. And
that was the signing?
Yeah, and we spent the $500 and never finished signing the shit. So it was just always on the table. And I used to be at Sleeping Bags all day using the phone, because back then you had to pay for long distance calls. So if I meet girls at a club or whatever, they live in Jersey or Connecticut, long distance, I'd be like, man, I'm going in. I'm going to use their phone. And I was doing that. And one day I seen EPMD come there with their demo. I saw them bring their demo tape to Sleeping Bags. So we were already there.
So you well rehearsed in hip hop, like from day one. When did you see hip hop start to change?
Change as far as like progression?
Far as progression. To where it was, because it wasn't always accepted.
Around 92. Yeah, around 92. And then it started moving aggressively after that.
What was a certain song or certain time that you say, you know what, all right, something going on?
When you started seeing the MTV play hip hop during the daytime. When I was sitting in my house and just sitting on the bed, and Guns N' Roses video was on, November Rain. I remember that video clear as day, when it was about a wedding and had an extension to the video, and they fighting and throwing wine on the table. And when that video was going to end, something told me that sometimes a rhyme slow is going to come on. It's going to come on. And I'm looking at it, and it went off. MTV used to fade, and then I just see so Smooth fingers spinning on the gun. I was like, holy shit. That would go off, and then Nirvana would come out. Teen Spirit would come out. And after that, that would go off, and then a Tribe Called Quest, a video would come on. And I left my wallet in El Segundo and just started seeing different things. I like big butts, and I ain't gonna lie. Holy shit. And next thing you know, when we started playing like in arenas, like that was the norm to do, you knew it was the change. It happened earlier time with Fat Boy and Run DMC and Houdini and LL. but they were the only guys that was doing it. But now it became like the stat quo, so to be doing these kind of venues, and then eventually advertising started coming with different hip hop stuff like Sprite commercials and all of that. He's like, yo, this shit is becoming something. And then I guess maybe about 5 years later, the internet came.
And 5 years later,
maybe
that was like what, 90, 97?
Yeah, around that, the internet. Remember, people started getting MySpace was coming, and
yeah, it was a change around then.
Yeah, like all that stuff started.
But I don't think that really kicked in like crazy till like
it didn't
07, 08, it started going wild.
I mean, yeah.
Was you aware of?
You had LimeWire and all of that.
Yeah, LimeWire and Napster.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was you? Did you think of it back then when it first hit? Like, you know, this is gonna be a problem in music, or no, good or bad?
No, only time when I thought about that, I had no idea that the CD and all of that would disappear. The same way you don't, right now, you accepted it, but you had no idea that they were going to do some AI shit where you could take the song right now
that's
change
crazy.
What just happened in the last 2 months.
Yeah.
So how that AI thing came right now, and like people, it's like normal to you. You know what I mean? You're like, okay. You're like, I may not fuck with it, but I get it. I see what it is. It's understandable now.
Yeah.
Before, when other things was happening, it was like a shock. But now okay, that's what you're doing now? Oh, when I go outside, this dude is going to be flying in the air? Oh, shit. All right. They said they could do it, so, maybe the guy out there flying in the air, You could do all kind of edits and stuff on your phone and shoot a movie in with your phone, and the quality of how the microphone sounds. You don't got to have a boom mic. And man, listen, they said man gonna destroy man, and it looked like it's getting there.
You think the AI is too much?
Obviously, it can't be too much because it's here.
Well, yeah. Just because it's here don't mean it can't be too much. Technology gonna do what technology do. Somebody making money off of it. They're gonna.
It's gonna keep going with or without us.
Yeah.
I just say enjoy your life and try to keep yourself grounded with human beings, with like-minded human beings, because some of us that's the same age is losing their minds too. You're like, yo, dude, you know better than that, so enjoy your time because it's precious. We were just talking behind the scenes about things that's going on that's personal, and people are leaving this planet like at a top speed right now.
Yeah,
so
it definitely was.
Enjoy, man, and have as much fun as you can without hurting anybody else on your visit.
What was your biggest obstacle getting into the entertainment business? And I'm talking to you from the beginning because this is our first time sitting down.
Biggest obstacle.
Because like back then you said you was going around with the boxes of CDs.
It wasn't an obstacle. It wasn't no obstacles. It was no obstacles. We were building a blueprint, not even knowing that a blueprint was being built. And I'm not just talking about me and my partner. I mean, the group of us, everybody, whether you was in the West Coast or you was in the Midwest, down south, whoever was at that time and era, you were doing what you did because it was passionate. So you knew it wasn't no money or nothing happening really like that because it wasn't no blueprint yet. The blueprint was being built. Like Melly Mel and all of them, they didn't get what they supposed to have got. Well, they did get what they supposed to got because God don't make mistakes. But, you would feel that they would have something to fall back on, being like the first forefathers and stuff like that to start this. So, and when they did it, they did it out of love. It became a business. So when you say obstacles, so now a person is trying to make a career. That's their thing. I'm trying to make a career. I was living with my mother, I may have a summer youth job. Smooth was a messenger. He was doing, because that was the thing to do, like breakdancing on the block or writing graffiti. He was doing it because you loved it. It was creating a culture. Now we call it the culture. Yeah. So the obstacles, that's part of life. The same way you go to work and I got to figure out how I got to get this job. I got to figure out how to get this food in my refrigerator. Basic. It ain't like this guy is blocking me. People were like, this one is holding me back.
Yeah.
And, nah, man, we became that. We became the shit that people are born into today. I'm going to be a hip hop artist. They wasn't calling it hip hop artist when we came. He was like an MC on the block and a DJ. Now it's a business.
When did you realize it was a business? I take it after you got your deal.
Yeah, because even with that, with the deal, we didn't understand what none of this paperwork meant. We thought, you know how a person be like, you meet a man in the street, yo, I'll give you this much money if you wash my car and do this. And you be like, all right, give me that. I just want the money. You don't understand what you're doing, that somebody else gave that guy that gave you the money a whole lot more money to wash their car. But he's like, I'm not going to do the work. I'm going to find somebody else and pay them a little bit to do the work. So we think you got a lot. Because if you start off with nothing, anything seems like it's something. Like I said, I lived with my mother. So whatever contract, man, I'll sign whatever it takes.
Because that's they give you that upfront money.
A lot of guys was like, man, I do publishing deal. You like, what's that? Look, all I want to do, you sign this, I'll give you $500,000.
What?
What that mean? Nah, I just want to, I'm going to own this part. Man, shit, I can make 20 other songs. I know how to write good. That's nothing. You can have that. Failing to realize, you know, that might have been the best thing for you, that first one, because that's always going to go to the root of the first thing that you did. The value. It's like fine wine. It's the value. It might have sold 2 copies, but it's the value of what it was. It was the first. Because that's what we live at, you know, in a world of the value of nostalgia. Nostalgia shit costs money. When you go to the museum, the paintings, that's the oldest one that costs more money. The oldest wine bottle costs more money, you know, the vintage. But you're not knowing that. You're a kid. And you think about, you know, mostly it was inner city kids. We inner city kids, so we don't know history. We don't have no family value or nothing. Most of us come from broken homes.
Yeah.
You know, on welfare and things like that. Everybody in the hood, parents ain't go to college. There was some that was able to go, but others, the moms was there struggling, trying to figure out how to keep food. And cube steak, you eating that shit all week. Cube steak, and eggs and shit.
Cube steak, another fancy word for hamburger.
Yeah, man.
that's pretty much what that is.
Yeah, man. So it was fun.
All right, Greg, NICE. All right, now Dwick is arguably your biggest song, right?
What do you mean biggest?
Dwick, like you mean most popular. You think Dwick? You know what? I can't say that. You're right. I can't say that. It's a big song for you, but I can't say it's the biggest. But it was a big song for you.
Yeah, in the hood.
You know that didn't
in the hood.
So what is your biggest song? Like
number wise?
Yeah.
Sometimes I Run Slow is the biggest record number wise.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. So Dwick, you know, I thought Dwick was bigger than the hood. Probably when it came out for me, it was so big. I thought that you know what I'm saying?
The rest of the world, that shit was so raw. It's raw. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It expanded now. The longevity, you know, has touched more people because there's more people on the pop side now that claim, you know, they hip hop really now. There's so many more DJs now. The nostalgia is on top of the game right this minute. But this other stuff got the shit all saturated. They looking for something else. If I'm a DJ, I can't be all special if I'm playing the same record that this other guy's playing that's on fucking 24 hours a day on every channel, on every station, every fucking minute. Everything is on the social media. You see what everybody doing now. With classic hip-hop artists and stuff like that, you don't see them on that shit every day. So it's special when you see them. And when you play them records, it give people that feeling. It just makes them feel good and it take them back to memories. So now, a lot of them motherfuckers, the new pop people, they want to know about the history. They want to know what went on. And they be like, what is that? Because they never got a chance to hear that. And ever since they've been in the game, they've been hearing whatever is the stat quo of today, which we were talking earlier about before the camera got on, how everything goes tick, 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 boom, boom. Travis, my land, Billy, land, power, land, Riley. Yeah, but down the pin and down, down, bend, down, land. So everybody's doing it.
Because I think people, what happens, this is my take on it, right? Mm-hmm. Back in the day on hip hop, or when it came up in New York City days, it was a competitive sport, and you had to be able to out rhyme the next person. Like everybody wanted to be the best rhymer. I don't see that. I don't think that's where it's at now. It's like everybody just want to get on. So if you do something and it's working for you, well, I'm gonna do what they're doing because that's the way to get on. You know. And back in the day, it was you couldn't sound like nobody. It was called biting. You couldn't do that. Now today, if you do something like that, if you sound like somebody else, if you got the same rhyme pattern, anything, it's okay. That wasn't accepted back in the day.
I'm talking about I'm paying homage.
Yeah, but that's when you're actually taking the lyrics.
No, you're taking the whole shit. You might as well. It's, to each his own, because you can't be an elder or G in the game without speaking the facts. And if you speak the facts, then you're a hater. And they need to get a dictionary and read what hater mean, so you can really stop taking that shit out of context. You speak your mind. You speak your mind. Whatever you feel, that's what you speak. So, it wasn't just about competition with hip hop and all of that and everything. It wasn't a competition because I'm not a lyrical dude. I'm not a Big Daddy Kane. The rap. Slick Rick is not that neither. You love that shit. Sir Mix-a-Lot is not that. Too Short is not like that. All of this Two Live Crew, none of them is like that. None of them, so it has nothing to do with that. And then, I think that, hold on, let me finish. And then the R&B and all of that shit. Guy sounded like how Guy sound. Midnight Star sounded like how Midnight Star sound. El DeBarge sound like how El DeBarge sound. It wasn't about that my lyrics is better than your lyrics. That was just certain individuals. Because some of your greatest dudes that you say that's the lyrical dudes are fans of me. I could tell you 3 of your top dudes of the era that'd be like, they pay me out of their fucking pocket just to come so I can rock the shit. Yeah. Because it's a different thing, But I get what you're saying. Yeah, it was dudes and all of that. And I just said this on Rock the Bells the other day about, I ain't no lyrical dude. I said, I'm a riddler. I tell riddles. That's what my album is called, The Riddler. Call my album The Riddler because I tell riddles. This guy could be saying all the other kind of lyrics. Q-Tip ain't no lyrical kind of dude about the flow, flat, the book. You love when you hear his stuff. You hear his voice. So it was more than just dudes competing and all that. You have battle guys. Yeah, that's battle guys. The same way you had comics that's clean comics. You got comics that say nigga in every other joke. Yeah. You got comics that's like real witty about the joke. You got to catch the joke. George Carlin and different people at the times of what they were doing. Yeah. So it was a big variety. Today it's not a big variety. And if it is things that's underground or whatever, you have to search and try to find it. But this big variety, like the 64 box of crayons, was on mainstream. Everything was mainstream when it happened. So Dougie Fresh was like, man, that Dougie Fresh, that show don't sound like I Need a Beat. I Need a Beat don't sound like Baby Got Back. Baby Got Back don't sound like Push It. And everything was at the same times. Luther Vandross song didn't sound like Glenn Jones song. And all of it was at the same time. You had a variety. Everybody wanted to do their thing. So I call it kind of making an excuse when you say, if you see that everybody doing it this way and they having success with it and it works, I'll take it, yeah, it's cool. It works for me. I think that's a kind of a cop-out because you have the ability to be creative. Just don't be afraid and you make the system make or what it work. If you used to listening to the radio and you know that 20 of the records got the same frequency and you feel like I got to do this so I can be successful, you don't. If you start making your wave the way you're making it, they're going to have to fall suit because basically it go back to the streets and to the club. and they'll fall suit. Radio got to follow what you're doing at the end of the day. Because if not, who gonna listen to your station if you ain't playing what the motherfucker going to hear?
Yeah.
So you can't be afraid to be creative. You know, I could do dumbed down shit all day if I want to.
Yeah.
But it's not being creative. If motherfuckers didn't be creative from before, we wouldn't even have this right now. It's like at a standstill. It's not going anywhere else. It's staying right there. It ain't moving ahead. It's just keep doing the same thing. Because once that person, if the hottest person that's happening today died tonight, it's another sound just like him tomorrow. It ain't gonna, if Elder Bars die, it ain't no more. It ain't no other Elder Bars. It just ain't. You know what I'm saying? R. Kelly gone. Look how the R&B sound. Let that motherfucker out of jail. They ain't gonna like this one, right? Nah, man, but I'm listening to I Wish I Could Turn Back the Hands of Time and Life, and I'm going, God damn. My mind is telling me no. I'm like, then I listen to what the guys that say it's supposed to be the top of now. Mm-hmm. I'm like, you don't like that, Greg? Teach his own. I don't dislike it. It's like TV. I could turn the channel if I want to turn. You may want to eat fish. I want to eat a hamburger. We still cool. It's all gravy. But it ain't like that just making me go bananas. It wasn't no visual behind these things that we came from. Ain't none of that. It wasn't no video for Don't Believe the Hype. When you heard that shit, don't. When Ice Cube was like America's Most Wanted, I heard payback some money. The world was going bananas because everybody was doing their own fucking thing. You wasn't afraid to do your own thing. It's bigger than just music. It's the life too. It's our life. You know, when you was a kid, if you were in the elevator with Miss Johnson from the 3rd floor, you ain't using no profanity.
Yeah.
You'll be the toughest dude in the hood, but you know that's Miss Johnson, so I'm not cursing in this elevator. Or dudes calling girls nigga, yo, what's up, nigga? What's up, bro? Calling your mom's bro. What's up, bro? Oh, y'all old heads. No, we were just like you, dude. We was the same age. And your uncle would whip your ass. You think your uncle wasn't you? You don't think he was you? You don't think that dude in the Nation of Islam that's so disciplined, you don't think he was a killer? That's why he in the nation.
Yeah.
He's like, I gotta, yeah. You know, so, but y'all old heads, because that's the only thing they say. Because like if somebody might be looking at this interview, some people going to be like, yeah, he's cool. Then other people, that old head, that's going to be on your comments. That fucking old head. Buddy, you want to be an old head. You don't want to be dead at 20 years old. You don't want to be dead at 25, man.
Make it to get there.
You want to be there, man, and you want to spread love because it ain't but so many of us. When I say that, it ain't but so many of us, man. We're small, man. Go outside of your urban areas and you'll see. And it's getting smaller and smaller every day. So, you know, you had this and you had that before. It ain't that we didn't have yay and nay before. We did. We had bad stuff, you know. Definitely had bad stuff. A lot of murder and drugs and things like that. A lot of it played a part into some of the stuff that's happened today. But like I said earlier, you know, when a baby's born, they come out of the womb, it's in a baby carriage, it don't know nothing. It's innocent. It's taught to do whatever it's doing today. So it's bigger than just the music. That's why I'm sitting here just riffing and going along, talking this to you, because it ain't just about music with me, especially with my life. Okay. And that's what, like, when I perform, and that's why people feel it when I perform.
Yeah, well, yeah,
it's my passion of life.
Your energy is crazy when you perform. Like I've seen you perform live. I've seen videos of you performing, and the energy is still there to this day.
Yeah, and God got that. Yeah. God got that. And when you stop believing that God got that, He'll pull that rug from under your feet. Your voice will disappear. Your hard drive will forget what it's supposed to know when you start believing that it was all about you. God did it all. God did it all. And this visit on this planet is very short. This is a visit. Everybody that's watching this, you only here for a visit. And 100 years is not a long time. And everybody ain't going to make it to 100 because everybody feel like they're going to be 100. It's a good thing if you want to believe it, but everybody ain't going to make it to 100. Right now, I'm going down the other side of the mountain. I'm past half 100. I'm going down the other side of the mountain.
Now, Dwight, we was talking about that earlier.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it seemed like that was a song that y'all made just joking around, the video and everything, and it just caught fire. How did it come about? Was that the case?
The video was something that I pressed Premiere on getting. I was like, tell your company to give you $1,000 or something, and just we'll go to the beach and do it. Just on the beach. I'm telling you, it's gonna be it. We do it on the beach. Just do it like that. And at this time, you know, Premiere wasn't as hot as Premiere is now. Premiere, do this, Premiere. It wasn't that. That's my boy. That's my brother.
Y'all recorded the record, and then you said, you know what, this might be the one.
No, I knew it before it was like really done. Because like I'm saying, me and him will rock hard. We will rock hard. Smooth and rock cool, and Guru's cool, but me and him, that's my boy. We used to. If he was here, he'll tell you, I ain't going to say other things on this interview. I'll let him say it. Yeah. And, you know, I had the beat for a few days, a little bit. It was just raw. And when we went to the session, you know, it didn't make the album. And at this time, me and Smooth was the hottest shit in the street. So for like 2 years, it was like, man, we got to make a record together. And they said, we're going to get to it. So at that time, you know, they were more underground. We were starting to break a little more mainstream. And then we always had ladies and stuff in the videos with us and on beaches and partying and stuff. And theirs were more like hard with the dudes. So that was going to break the mold to get it to a whole nother level. And we did it. So when we went to the studio, it must have been about 2:30 in the morning. And we had Don Barron with us, because Don Barron used to run everywhere with me for Master of Ceremony. And Don was with us, Dub C from the Mad Circle. He was there. We were all in the studio, like in a room like this. Some was laying on the floor, sleeping, because it was 2 o'clock in the morning. And they had the music playing. So Smooth and Guru and them, they were all sitting down. I remember with the yellow pads, writing their lyrics and stuff. And I was just sitting smoking a fucking joint. I was like, yo, Preem, I got it. He was like, huh? I got it right now. Let me go. Put the thing on. The mic is ready? They was like, yeah. Hit the beat. Let it go. Hey, but that. They was all in there like, what the fuck?
Now, Hanley Roy, what was that at the beginning of the record?
That's from a television show called Carter Country. And the police chief used to tell the black, I don't know, was he the lieutenant or whatever, and he used to be like, Roy, handle it, Roy. Handle it.
Oh, so it's Handle It, Roy.
Yeah.
See, I always say, Handle it, Roy.
But that's how he sounds, because he's Southern.
Yeah.
Handle it. You can go to YouTube and see it now, Carter Country. And did that, and I said, take me out with the fader. Put the headphone on the floor, and I walked back into the control room. Everything was quiet. Everybody just got up and started screaming. Dude was like, oh shit, I got to change this shit. He was trying to get off lyrical, get up. He said, I got to get like this guy. Meanie. He's like, I got to dumb it down. I'm like, you want it to work? You want them to say it every day? That's why I tell them, motherfuckers, this guy lyrical, get whatever. You finished? I'm getting ready to go on. You finished? I remember the first summer jam they had in the Hot 97, the first one ever. They told me that was crazy. Mike Kaiser and Leo was like, you're fucking crazy. Because Tracy and Steve and them wanted me and Smooth to perform at the Tunnel. And I was like, I don't want to perform in the Tunnel. I was like, we have background singers and we got dancers and stuff. That's not good in there. I want our show to look good every time we do it. I want to do it good. And they was like, but you do this. And they telling me, you got to do the nice things for these guys up there. I'm like, yeah. You know what? Let me talk to them. What? Leo called them motherfuckers, and they was like, Leo told Kaiser, said, tell Greg that Steve said he'll talk to him. He said that he likes you, and he don't talk to artists, but he gonna talk to you. And I went. Me and Kaiser went there. And we sat in the room, me and Steve. I was like, yo, then Tracy walked in. I said, listen, I don't hear my record enough on your radio station. You play all this, you play that one, you play that one, you play that one. You want me to do the show for free? I don't hear it enough. My cousin was like hitting me. I was like, I don't care. It's all right. The other station play it, 98.7 Kiss play. I don't give a fuck. So fuck it. I don't care. And I was like, anyway, what about that thing you'll get ready to do that's in the Giant Stadium? Can we play on there? They was like, we have it already full. We got all the artists already. I was like, oh, well, then. Steve was like, I took this meeting with you because I respect you, man. And we shook hands and we hugged and stuff. And I was like, play the record some more. I'm going to do the tunnel. So I saw here, this is how we take the old to the new. I went and I did the tunnel. We did it. And then Premier called me and was like, Berkey. Premier called me Berkey. I call him Berkey. He called me Berkey. We don't call each other by names. And he's like, Berkey, can you come to that thing at the Giant Stadium with us? Because they got us on that show. And it was Gangsta. I was on it. Mass Appeal just came out. I was like, you know what? I was being a brat. I was being an and I know that I grew up. I was a kid. My mind changed, and I was like, I don't want to go to that shit. Them they radio station, all of them. I'm not going. Smooth was like, but I want to go. And Premier was like, please. He's like, I never asked you for nothing. I never asked you for nothing. Whatever you need, then I'll do it. I'll even come get you, and you can ride with me. I was like, And Smooth was like, yo, G, we gotta do it. We gotta do it. This is gonna be dope. I was like, all right, let's go. And Premier, they came to get me and shit. And we went like, I don't know, 10 cars deep to New Jersey through the tunnel. And everybody was so excited because that was the first time ever. Summer Jam. People was like, what is it? We going to that thing.
This was the first Summer Jam?
The first one ever. And we get there and shit. And I remember Premier was like, we're going to do Take It Personal and Mass Appeal. And he said, after that, then we're going to do that shit. And that was that summer that everybody was just going crazy. Everywhere I would go, it was going crazy with that. Anywhere I go, as soon as I'm like, God damn. So we had some T-shirts. I had Nice and Smooth T-shirts. I brought a bunch of them to just give to people. And me and Smooth had the same outfit on. This one we were right here. When I say, let's do this way, he'll be like, okay. Time changed, we didn't do it like that no more. I was like, put this outfit on. I'm going to have the same one. Because I know they ain't going to be unison in here. I know how these dudes are. None of them they're going to have regular street clothes on. We're going to put some shit on with the glowing things on our wrist and the elbow. So when the lights hit it, it's going to be crazy in the arena. And it did. It's like, you come from that side, and I'm going to come from this side. Premier was doing it. Guru was like, and it went down. Everybody was like, hey, whatever. Premier just kept going. Because nobody knew that we was going to be there. It was going so crazy that I was like, hey, okay. I just threw the mic. With no mic. Did the whole shit, the whole arena just said, I took all the energy that I had just to do the one part. That shit went so crazy. I ran down the ramp. I swear on my mother's soul. I ran down the ramp off the stage. You know how that shit be in the arena and the cars and the ambulance shit in the back. I ran. There was some car in the back. I just laid on the hood. It was like, I see Tracy. She ran over this. I put on a nice smooth shirt. She said, I'm representing. I looked. The Q-tip was leaning over me. He said, motherfucker, you crazy. By the time we left, nothing went after that. Nothing went that high. And I knew it inside of myself. Then I've had people tell me, people that I've seen on the street. That's how I know God he ain't going to come out the sky. He's going to talk through things and through people. Next thing you know, we riding, coming out of the fucking highway, out of the arena. people leaving the crowd and all that in their cars, they hanging out their windows. I love you. I love you. Boogie down. People was going crazy. I was like, God damn, that one was hard. That's when I knew that motherfucker was over. When we found out that record worked in New York is when we was in California doing Soul Train. And we came back to Kiss. Kiss had a big concert in Flushing Meadows Park in Queens. So when they do that, usually be 2 million people in Flushing Meadows Park. We came and we was doing the Hip Hop Junkies and all that. He's like, we did this other song. I don't think y'all know it though. Oh, did they know it? Prince Messiah was there with us. God bless his soul. Prince Messiah, Red Alert. We was like, man, this is fun. Then on the motherfucking home base, club home base, them places with that motherfucker, that shit was a monster. It was a monster. It was a monster. But like when we get to California, it changes. Like the first summer jam that I've ever seen, I believe is the first one that was ever done, is KMEL. And they did it 48 hours. They did 2 days straight. Mm. And this is when music was really good. So you'll have like Tracy Spencer on the show. You'll have Too Short on the show, Cypress Hill, Latifah, Nice and Smooth, Hammer, Ice Cube, House of Pain. It was just so many different varieties of music that was out. So it made this shit dope. You had good R&B singing people on there. It was really dope. Now, you know how it's just everything is one thing? Like I hear like the summer jams, I hear the commercials and I go, yeah, they only got this person, this guy. They all do the same thing. When it's like one long album because all of their shit is the same. Everybody's the same thing. So, if we could get back to playing other shit, like for example, they get ready to do the summer jam thing in Atlanta. So I heard they got Killer Mike on the bill. You got Killer Mike on the bill, but he got 5 Grammys, but you don't play Killer Mike records at your station at all. Not one. You didn't play no Big Boy record. Not one.
But they on the show.
So the audience don't know that. It's going to be like the thing that just happened.
I was just about to ask you about that.
You're supposed to speak. At least I know at y'all station, y'all see how you be like the old school time. We do. It's if you're a station and this is the mecca of music, the mecca of this shit. Yeah. Why fucking Virginia play better shit than you play, or Chicago, and they ain't even a mecca. Is it gonna kill you? Play them records. How the fuck they don't know who Method Man and Redman is?
I was just about to ask you
New York tri-state area?
So now, with you doing music, we're going to talk about your new joint, Butter, in a minute. With you making new music and you see what Method Man said about he's not performing no more at some jam because of the disconnect, how do you feel about putting new music out if it's a disconnect with the fans?
I'm putting my thing out for me. When I say me, like I told you earlier today, for my bracket, I got this saying like, I just want an ice cream cone. If I could get an ice cream cone or a scoop in a cup, I'm good. If you want to give me sprinkles, you want to give me cherry, whipped cream, and all that on top of it, it's great. I'll take it. I know I'm not going to have no Drake impact on the system today because I'm not at Atlantic Records. I'm not at Warner Brother Records. I'm not at BMG. I'm not at Sony. So I'm doing it for my fan base because I play concerts every week. So sometimes it's 200 people. Sometimes it's 2,000 people. Sometimes it's 10,000 people. If I can reach 5% of them motherfuckers that fuck with me, I'm doing it for me. And that's us. That's my group of people. Yeah. If anybody else want to jump on the train, it's cool. I don't expect that. That's why I come to you guys at the station. And I know you guys from a long time. I have a friendship and relationship with you guys. That's why I'm like, hey, if I can get my song played once or twice a week over there for a month or something, I'm okay. Because I know that this shit is not fair. I ain't doing it to compete with this guy or that person. No, not at all, man. And I'm going to go where they love me. I'm not going to where I don't supposed to be at. Why am I going? That's like me going to try to perform at an Indian party that only plays Hindu music. And I'm going to go there and try to do funky for you. Even though I'm different. I can move people without you knowing what song I'm doing. I just did a birthday party up in Boston for a Venezuelan family. They don't know English and told me, had the translator tell me, that guy is really good. And that's what it was about. So,
what do you contribute to you putting out a project? Rakim just announced he putting out a project. MC Light announced she putting out a project. Stetson Sonic.
Yeah.
All artists from your era, they're putting music out after 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
What do you contribute to that?
It's great.
Well, as far as why do you think now?
I don't know about the time-wise. I'm a strong believer in God. I believe God don't make mistakes. No matter what it is, you might not like it. But
do you think the sound of the music now have anything to do with it?
No. I think people are just coming into like, yo, I can make some music. Or some people might have been busy doing TV or doing other things that they're doing, being a parent, or whatever the case may be. A lot of them don't want to taint their legacy. A lot of them are afraid to touch things because I don't want to mess up my legacy. They don't want to be like how Jordan was at the Wizards.
No, don't do
all that kind of stuff.
I'm a Jordan fan.
I am
he
too.
never played for the Wizards.
Listen, man. Listen. Me and Tupac had the biggest argument that we ever had in life. It was over Michael Jordan.
Who did he like?
Put it like this. We were watching the championship or whatever. Something was going. This is like the last year that he was alive. That Tupac was alive. So whatever Michael Jordan was playing, what team was he doing? I can't remember. But I know that we was in the fucking crib in Burbank and we sitting there watching the game and I'm going crazy about Mike this, Mike that, Mike this, Mike that. And Tupac sitting there smoking. He was like, man, Mike. I'm like, what? Pac was like, yo, look, Mike. I'm like, he was like, damn, motherfucker, calm down. I love him too. I'm just tired of him fucking winning. Let somebody else win. Word to God. Straight out Tupac mouth. I was like, this motherfucker crazy. I had to learn how to control myself now. Like when you basing opinions, when you having a debate with somebody, sometimes you just got to shut up. And I'm learning that.
Like
that's a part of being mature.
Jordan joints.
Yeah, I had to learn to be mature and just shut the fuck up because, who cares? Opinions are like assholes. We all got them.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about Butter, your new single.
Yeah,
that joint is fire. We debuted it on the radio.
The first radio station that I went to and played a record in front of my face.
And that was your first time hearing it.
No payola, and I've never heard it on a big speaker. Because everything I listen to is only here on the phone. Because I don't have a
So
speaker.
even when you record it, you never listen to it like...
Oh, yeah. When I record it, it's little speakers. Like the size of that laptop.
Okay.
So it's never like no bottoms or none of that. So I don't know. But I heard it there, and I was really happy. You guys made me happy today. It gave me a lot of energy, a new spirit. It let me know that... Because sometimes you start doubting yourself. And you got to stay off that internet like that. You can't really pay attention to things of what people are saying and doing on that internet too much because it can taint your mind, man. And I seen Denzel Washington on some interview saying something similar to that. You got to take a breather and stay in tune with reality because a lot of times, man, you got all of these fake critics that could critique stuff. They ain't never even been no party. They somebody that's sitting on a keyboard on their phone just typing hatred to people. And, I got to come back to the point of remembering I do it because I love to do it. And long as you happy, it's going to be somebody that feel the same way you feel too. And you're never going to please everybody because there's so many people that be like, I hated the Thriller album. I hate Prince. James Brown sucked. I don't like Smokey Robinson. They say all kind of things.
Don't let my sister hear you say that.
But you got to do it because you love to do it. And that's it, man. And again, I'm not saying it just because I'm sitting here, but I truly, truly appreciate you, brothers, Reg and Buck, and the whole crew here at Hot 93.7. You never shitted on me.
It's always been genuine.
Yeah, it's always been genuine. And hopefully some other cats fall suit. And gonna keep on going. I'm gonna keep going until they turn the lights off.
That's what I'm talking about, my man Greg and I. Now you going by Nils, Greg Nils?
I've been like, my friends call me that.
Really?
If you see Buster, he'd be like, That's what Buster been calling me since he was a kid.
Mm.
He's been calling me that since he was a kid. And I use that phrase on a lot of different things on different songs. So people ain't really knowing any of that because they just know Nice and Smooth.
Yeah.
You know, so now they're gonna get to know, watch when I do this show. This show gonna be on steroids.
You've been around for a minute. Is there artists that you've seen young that blew up and you didn't think they would reach that level, or one that you knew will reach that level?
Does it have to be rap?
No, just the artist, period.
Bruno Mars.
Mm.
I wish I could make a record of Bruno Mars.
You seen him young?
Yeah, you ain't see that footage of him?
From what? Yeah.
Yeah. And then you asked me the opposite question. You was like, did you know that this person was gonna? And I'm like, yeah.
Well, I mean, somebody that you was, you know, like you said, Buster, from when he was young.
Okay.
You know, that you came up with, like you've seen coming up in the rap game or R&B, hip hop, that you've seen and you experienced them younger, and you know they was trying to make their way, and then they just took off, but you knew that potential was there.
Yeah, Busta Rhymes. Who else? Busta Rhymes. That's what I can think of now, because that's somebody that's relevant in that face today, and somebody I just saw 2 days ago, and told me how much he loved me and how much that I'm his big brother, and how he will never forget me going from the Bronx driving to Long Island to pick him up from his house when I lived with my mother and my brother, when we had bunk beds, and you came in my house and took me uptown. You know, that's my Grammy. Yeah. When you hear from your peers, that's my Grammy. Everything else, you know, that shit don't matter. But when it comes from your peers, it's the best thing ever on earth. Anybody else could be in an office and say that we're gonna make this award for you today. You know, latecomers to the game. But when it's your peers, well, like, I've done so many things in this little time that I sit back and I thank God all the time. I say, God, thank you so much. When I got chances to share the stage with Dougie Fresh, and, you know, Dougie Fresh, the greatest entertainer, rap, you know, that's what they call him and stuff. And when I get chances to shine on that same stage with him, performing, well, I'm doing the beatbox with him and he's rapping, and we switch it back and forth, and I go into songs. And when I get to hang with heroes like LL Cool J, and how LL could, you know, quote lyrics that I'm said, and when LL listened to my new song, and he took my phone, we was in Sirius XM out in LA, and we were filming episodes at our Salute the Sample show. So when we in the green room, I'd be playing music on my phone. He took my phone in the bathroom with him because he couldn't stop playing it. And he came back out of the bathroom and told me, yo, it was the Butter song. He said, it's that shit they gonna play 2:00 in the morning at the club. This shit is wow. He said, that shit a hit, man. Put that shit out now. I was like, okay. He said, put it out.
And it's officially out now?
And he offered me a situation. I didn't take it, but he offered me a situation.
Remix with him on it?
I gotta love him for that. No, but I got a remix already, and I got some of your favorite people on it that you wouldn't imagine. And I got a female on it too. Okay. Somebody that most people love.
All right.
And is a big superstar.
My man Greg, nice and smooth, bro. I could talk to you all day.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming through. We gotta do this again.
I only do this right here. I don't be telling everybody my shit. Because if I tell everybody my shit, when it's time to tell my own story, I ain't gonna have shit to say.
Man, I think you got a whole lot more, man. You've been around for a minute, bro. I salute you. Thank you for coming through. Listen, we did this in a day. He said, I'm in New York. I said, all right, so next week, he said, man, I'll come up there tomorrow if you need me to, Reg.
Yeah, man.
I said, well, hold up. Let me make a call. Let me see what happened. He hit me back and said, what we doing? I said, man, come in tomorrow at 9:00. He said, let's go. Yeah. And he came through. So, bro, thank you. Much success. You need me for anything, man. You already know. You got my number.
We're going to get it popping. Then we're going to go on the road, and we're going to do them comedy things at the show. We're going to do like a whole half-hour set of doing jokes and all that, opposed to how people just have like a DJ perform before the artists get on.
Yeah, have a comedy show and
then go into that concert.
You know what? I'm with that. You know, we can put that together here in Connecticut.
Yep.
We're going to do that. We're gonna make that happen. Bro, I want to thank you again and much success.
Come on,
song Butter. You already know. Go get it out right now.
That's right.
Make sure you go get it, man. All streaming platforms?
That's right. All streaming platforms. And you can also go to GregNiceOfficial.com. GregNiceOfficial.com. Or you can also go to SoundSoGood.com. Like sound and your soul and it's good. SoundSoGood.com. I'm there, man. You need me? You need your concert rock? Get at me.
All day. Say less. All right. Nils.
Thank you so much.
All day. Big Regg, big talk. Keep it here.